What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here. Album of the week, reviewing records submitted to us by our patrons. Should have known this would happen eventually. In fact, this isn't the first hip hop record that we are reacting to. This is the third, but this one, little different than those other ones that we've talked about. Today we're reviewing the album DS2 by Future. I don't think I've ever really listened to Future before. I believe the only time I've ever knowingly heard him is when he was on SNL.
I'm sure I've heard Future before, but I've never listened to an album of his willingly. Say that.
All right, well, I guess we can start this. I don't know what the motivation behind picking this was. I can't imagine anyone expected me to like this. Maybe they thought you would. Maybe it was just to get the other people in the community to listen to it and talk about it. But yeah, if this is your first time seeing this channel and seeing us talk about music, I am not a fan of hip hop and rap. That's a pretty well-known thing. And we like I said, we have reviewed a couple other hip hop records, and I tried to keep an open mind. I didn't get to very high scores still, but I tried to approach it with some open-mindedness. And I've listened to a bunch of hip hop stuff for all the yearly deep dives, even though they never end up making my top 25 lists. But I try to, remain open, keep an open mind, step out of my comfort zone from time to time. And I tried to do the same here, but it was all for naught. I think this is lowest common denominator type of stuff. The vocals to me are super plain. I think, basically anyone with a voice could accomplish something similar. A lot of what I was seeing in our Discord in the chat about this record, people saying I like the beats, but he's not a very good lyricist. I'm having trouble finding out what people see in these beats. All of these beats are things that I would expect someone making their first beat ever to come up with. I think they sound bad. The hi-hat is irritating. I'm not a fan of trap, apparently. And yeah, there's a song with Drake where he comes in, and I think that highlights just how plain Future is because it is such like a beacon of light that like, oh, here's a voice that's distinct. There's something unique about this person's voice. And it completely like I'm not saying Drake has a great voice or anything, but it's so much better than Future's that it totally like transforms that song. There's some occasionally humorous lyrics, but that's about the most I can say for them. Like I said, the beats are dreadful. I don't know. I'm too old for this or something, but it does not compute. I don't understand what anyone would see in this at all. It's 0 stars for me. It's
0 stars. Yeah, well, we've done Deltron 3030 and we've done Dalek. And those are, more experimental, a little more interesting, trap. Trap we have avoided like the plague on this channel. I like plenty of hip hop and rap, but trap has always been the nadir for me of rap genres. I don't think I've ever liked a whole trap album. I pretty much wrote off hip hop in the 2010s because I couldn't do it. I couldn't get into it. That and emo rap just sort of ruined the whole genre uh, for me. And yeah, this is really the only way that they were going to get a trap album on this channel. So the bastards, they finally did it. Just kidding. We love our patrons, but um, this is a tough one. And zero from you. I think that makes sense. I've seen some people in the Patreon try and justify this. And surprisingly, I mean, this got pretty good reviews when it came out, and it's tough. I blame the critics, I think, for allowing trap to happen. Trap, a subgenre of hip hop that came out of Atlanta. The word trap means well, it's from a trap house, which is a house used to sell drugs. So Wikipedia says. And I don't know if people haven't listened to trap before. I don't know what people on this channel are listening to. I don't think there are a lot of trap fans in our comments, but it is just like extremely repetitive. It's all rhythm and hi-hats and very minimalist when it comes to the instrumentation. It's not like Dre, it's not like West Coast style. There's no samples really. Like they're not picking out, funky 70s tracks and kind of remaking it into something. It is just very minimalist, very repetitive, big bass. Like it's tough to even describe these songs because none of them have anything that would make them stand out at all as far as music goes. So basically, you need either a really charismatic storyteller, rapper to carry it, or you need some great lyrics. As far as like storyteller, rapper goes, I hate Future. I think he's one of the worst. Just extremely generic sounding, a lot of like that auto tune that sort of smooths everything out into the same sound. Zero variation in his flow. When Drake came in, it was like, oh my God, like what? This is like a ray of sunshine. And I don't think I've ever said that about Drake, at least not since Take Care, maybe. Over the course of an album, and it's so inordinately monotonous that it is a really tough listen to get through a whole thing. It's basically like he's talking or chanting the whole time. It's very choppy. There's no real flow to it. And yeah, it's impossible to describe these songs outside the lyrics, other than Drake, which is the only guest star on the album. And he has charisma. Like, even though it's Drake and he's not like the greatest rapper of all time, I think he has charisma in his vocals. Like, he's kind of got a sneer to it. Makes it stand out a little bit lyrically. And I don't know if I would have gotten this from the album itself, but I did a little digging and did some research, read about it. And I guess that's where it has some value. I think the lyrics are not great, but they seem to have a purpose. A lot of it is a repudiation of like the trappings of fame. When you pair it with the downcast nature of the music and production, I think it makes sense. It's not like gangster rap, like the groupies and the drugs. Like they're not like being held up as something like great to attain. Like it's a lot of lack of fulfillment. It's sort of like the dark side of fame, like these groupies and the drugs and the sex and everything. It's like not what he wants, not what Future wants. Kind of like he's trapped in this world, whether he likes it or not, this endless cycle. And I guess that makes sense when you look at some of the lyrics and, I went on Genius. I looked him up. I think there's some cleverness to it and some value in there, but again, I don't know if I really would have gotten that just from listening to the album. Like if I hadn't looked deeper, like, and that's not what I really want to do with music like this because I don't like it, so I don't really want to look deeper. But I guess since we're reviewing it, yeah, I mean, Future getting blown and doing groupies and doing drugs, and he doesn't enjoy any of it. And I think that works with the music. It makes it all kind of dark and foreboding. Future doesn't enjoy it. I don't enjoy listening to it. So, yeah, the subtext doesn't really matter to me because I hate it. I hate the music. I loathe Metro Boomin. I hate the production style. I hate the auto tune, the lack of dynamics, everything about it. I'm trying to think what I gave Dalek. Probably 2.5 stars. So I think I'm gonna go 1.5 for this. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard. And I guess I could get why some people might find this interesting, but I'm just never gonna like trap music. It doesn't, but Bob Dylan could be writing the lyrics, Elvis Costello could be writing the lyrics. It wouldn't make it interesting to me. So yeah, it's not a fun experience listening to this, and I guess it's not supposed to be fun, but I need something, give me a Deltron 3030 or a Kendrick Lamar where there's just a little more behind the music and the lyrics than this. So yeah, did not enjoy, do not recommend.
When did trap music start?
Apparently, like 2010, sort of bubbled up, and then
It's like still
like
happening too, right? It's still pretty popular.
yeah, but I think it's on the downward kind of. It's
It just
peaked.
seems like the trend that will not die.
It has, well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem, I think, with this generation of music is that there's no like new things coming so that these styles just like stay popular forever. Like somebody needs to come along and just do something and blow all this garbage away because it feels like history is just stopped and we're just like stuck in this era of this crappy trap auto tune rap. So hopefully it goes away forever soon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sorry to Josh. We were not a fan of this one. If you are a fan, let us know in the comments. Hit the
Why?
like.
Tell us why.
Yeah, tell us
Tell us
why.
what's wrong with you.
Try to explain it to us. No, I mean, me giving this a 0 isn't me saying that I'm right or anything. It's just like I do not enjoy this. So if you do, that's cool. Again, let us know why. Try to explain it. Maybe someday I'll figure it out. But right now, uh, yeah, this is a tough sell for me. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check the description for Patreon and merch and Instagram, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.